Why do you hold back so much from telling your truth, even if it hurts you and it still benefits them?
I mean, it's because of like lately I've been getting a lot of backlash of, you look hater this, or he never wanted you, or you're delusional, or you act like you're acting and you're not, like, it's a lot of that. And so it's kind of hard to even say anything now because it's like anything I say, it's gonna be flipped.
Is there ever a moment where you're just like you have to stop because that's a lot. That's definitely a lot.
Grieving is not, it works differently. So it's either, you'll be in the greatest mood today and you just gonna play a song over and over again. And it's like, or you'll hear a song that is just like, damn, like you're starting to start crying.
And I just want to say, even if it was a situation like that, it should never get to a point where someone is being degraded that way. Hey, y'all, welcome back to another episode of All Things Davon, where there's no limits, no filters, honest conversations, and yes, the truth we all can relate to. Today's guest is someone you have seen, talked about, debated online, and had a lot of opinions about from Love Cabin. But today, we're going beyond the show, beyond the edits, and beyond the drama, okay? Because before reality TV, before the headlines, before the internet narratives, there's a real person with a real story. She's someone who has lived on her own terms. She's built her own lifestyle, created her own opportunities, and moved with intentionality. From growing up to figuring out her independence, her healing, her identity, and her journey didn't start from Love Cabin. Let's start there. She had a life before this. This is a safe space where we can speak freely, tell her truth, share her experience without judgment. So without further ado, let's welcome in the one and the only Bree.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I just had to get this one done for real because I feel like you have a story to tell that a lot of people misunderstand you for. So I want to take it back. I want to know who Bree is before TV. Where did you grow up and like what was your childhood like?
I grew up back and forth, like from Arizona and like Cali, a little bit of Seattle. My childhood is, it's not a normal childhood, but it was cool for the most part.
What would you depict as normal? Why
Oh,
would you say like your childhood wasn't as normal as others?
I mean, it was good. It was always a two-parent household. We just moved a lot. That's what I'm saying. Like we moved a lot.
Were you like military?
No.
Y'all just
No,
moved?
just motherfuckers who couldn't make up their mind. So it was just a lot of like back and forth, family here in Cali, family there. I think it's more of like, when your parents, they both come from two different places and they want to live here for a certain while and then they want to live here for a certain while. So
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. So I dealt with a lot of like losing friends and, always having to start over.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Do you feel like you having to start over has kind of built into this transformation of a person that you are today? Because I know I moved around a lot. I've moved around like quite a few times, me as well. And for me, I feel like it was like dealing with a heartbreak over and over again. So did you feel like that kind of like possibly hardened your heart or made you more protective or just made you more adapted to certain things?
I mean, I think it was more of like be okay with letting go of certain things, like, or long distance things. Like, so
Mhm.
it was more
Okay.
of, you can't get too attached.
Oh no, I be getting attached.
I know I do though. I get attached and then my heart's broken. Like, I don't know what to do. I got to start over, new routines, new this, new that. So,
Okay, so speaking of new routines, so what's like your remedy for detachment and like starting a new chapter? Because I've had to do that quite a time and I feel like I still haven't nailed that.
I haven't nailed it, but I know that some things I do are an issue because it's either I'm gonna try my hardest to stay attached to that, or sometimes I'll make something hate me, or I gotta hate something in order to let it go.
Mm.
Like
That's
that's the
me.
easiest one.
That's me.
Mm, yeah.
Or
See,
like
so
it feels like for me, I have to stay in a relationship or any situation longer than its expiration date.
yeah, because you're trying to get everything. You want to say you tried to your hardest. Like, god damn.
Even if it breaks you, ooh. Come on, give me a word today.
That's why I'm an R&B girl. Like I'm an emotional lover girl.
I love that. I love that. And I love how we're both the same signs too.
Cancer
That was
gang.
I know.
What's- Yeah, I got it like tatted.
For real?
Yeah, everybody thinks like they're like, oh, is that 6'9"? I'm like, no, it's the cancer sign.
I know that's right. That's why me and my girl. That's why we vibe so quickly. I'm like, we just be knowing. We just be in tune with ourselves. So a question that I did want to ask was, what do you think people get wrong about you immediately when they see you?
Attitude immediately. Um, see me or just like hear something and expect.
Either or, because I feel like from the internet's point of view, they're gonna have to hear it versus if you have someone more close to you, they're gonna have to see you. So,
Yeah, okay. So I think like when people first see me, like they think I'm just, maybe it's either or, either pretty girl bougie or ghetto or, you know, too confident type.
mm,
I get that a lot, but it's more like I don't know. They think I'm about to be a but I'm not.
mm.
So I get a lot of that until you actually start talking to me, and then they're like, damn. Okay. Yeah, what was your first impression of me? Like, I know what everybody was like, we don't like her. But so I'm like, what was yours?
My first impression was you was chill. We talked on the phone for an almost 2 hours. Like when I said I never met nobody who is just as much as a professional yapper as me. So we literally were just able to communicate so quickly off the bat. Um, yeah. Like I told you before, I said there's a lot of people that I interview, but I don't consider them as like, okay, we're gonna be close friends outside of this. But I literally will see you being a really good friend of mine outside of this for real.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. Like,
So that's the impression that I got of you. All right, so now that we got a little bit more about you as a person, I want to keep going with that, okay? So I
okay.
know you are a dancer too as well, and you've been doing that um for a couple of years, but one thing that I did notice is that a lot of dancers don't actually make it out. They still stay in a continuous cycle. So how did that start for you? How was that presented to you? And what was your purpose and goal of doing that? Because girl, you're living lavishly right now.
I mean, I started dancing when I was like 19.
Hmm.
I stayed in it all the way till 25, 24 area. And
Mm,
then, when you meet really good people, they kind of help your situation out better. If, you know, and that's kind of like what it was. Like I saved up a lot of money, like I did stuff like that. And, I got the blueprint. I'm gonna just say that. And
mm,
the goal is to get out the game, not constantly stay in it. So it's a stepping stone. And I used it as a stepping stone to like fund my music and fund everything that I'm doing or help my family and stuff. So that was my main reason getting into it at first, is because I wanted to
mm.
take care of my family and my kid. So
I love that. Do you feel like people often, or is there anyone in your family, or do you feel like there's anyone that often criticizes you for you taking that route?
of course they did. They hated my guts that I did that.
For real?
Like, I mean, they did. Like, they hated it. But at the end of the day, I didn't care because it's like, well, shit, it's what's feeding y'all, or it's what's feeding us. Like, that's how I
Right.
looked at it. So, It
I'd
was
be thinking about the
kind
same
of
thing. I
like
was
a
like, y'all
one day
hate
you
it
can
until y'all
thank
see the
me,
funds come in.
pretty much. And it was like, y'all gonna thank me one day. You gonna need me. You gonna need it. So they've kind of like got over it and understood that I'm my own woman and I'm not stupid with it. I'm not in there taking drugs. I'm not in there, messing the game up. I'm not doing that.
Mhm.
Like I'm
Yeah.
I'm doing I'm trying to do it correctly. So
If you can give someone one advice of a blueprint it is to get out the gang, what would it be?
um be yourself. They like that because a lot of girls are like hi baby and stuff like that. Like they don't like that. Like be yourself, be the sexy woman you are, be your sexy self. And
Mm.
stay your sexy self. Like don't
Mm.
put on a fake facade. Like they want to see you and the sexy you how you are.
When was like the moment you were like, wait, I can really just get out for real. Like this is it for me. How did you feel and like when was that moment for you?
It was more of like my music, like when, because mind you, I'm in there with the girls. They got annoyed of me, but they dealt with me wanting to do that, and I made that my escape too. So I knew I wanted to get out of that. Was I'm
Mhm.
about to step into my music, and it took me far. So, well, it's taking me far still.
So, with you getting into music, did you always have that passion for music, or did it develop over time? When
Yeah.
did that actually be a part of your life, and you started taking that very seriously for yourself?
Um, I've always sang. Like I've always sung when I was a little girl. So I'm
For
like
real?
videos. Yeah, like I sung in church. I was a church girl. Um, I sung funerals, birthday parties. I did X Factor. Um, yeah,
Really?
I did. I only made it to the second round, but I
No,
was
my
young
girl
and
is
I didn't know.
confident.
I was nervous, but
Okay, okay, I know that's right. I know that's right. So, could we be expecting any new music coming up?
yes, I got a new EP that I want to drop. I'm working on it, but I've kind of taken a pause and I'm working on a single right now. So the
Mm,
single is gonna have, a special feature on it.
a
And,
little one too.
can't wait to
You already know I'm gonna ask for the I'm gonna ask for the copy before it comes out.
I'm gonna say like, hey friend, how does sound? How does sound? I gotta
You
see first.
know, I'm a little I'm a little nosy. I don't want to get in little people's
Like,
business.
can you dance to this?
A
What's
little one
upbeat? It's
too.
different from what I usually make. I usually make like,
Bro,
R&B sad shit, but this is more
what would you say is the sound? What is the sound that you can like represent for this upcoming single?
it's gonna be in a strip club.
I know that's right.
Yeah. I need something we can have fun to. Like we done getting our
Hmm.
heart broke. So we need something to turn up to. It's summer coming up, 2026. We here.
I love that. I love that. Well, we'll be expecting that for sure. I want to talk about more of an emotional aspect that happened in your life. I know that you were recently in a relationship with Seven. How did that process go for you emotionally when you got the news? How are you dealing with that in terms of yourself emotionally?
Oh wow. Um, I don't feel like I ever told anybody like
Um,
what happened. I mean, my best friend, my best homeboy, like he's my best friend. He was with me at the time, but that I heard the news. Um, I don't know. I just met his mom and he was flying down to Nebraska to go drop his mom off. Cause yeah, to drop his mom off. And then I don't know, he went to a bar. He went to a bar or something. And we talked, but we planned like a date night once he got back. And so
mhm,
he left on I think it was like a Saturday. I don't know, it was like a Saturday or Sunday, but he left and he was supposed to come back that Monday because our date night was Tuesday. But anyway, I'm getting off track. Hold on. So, um,
No,
This is
speak your
kinda
mind,
like
speak your
it's
mind.
kinda like the leading up to me finding out. So,
You know, no,
we
definitely no, like, say it all, like, people are going to listen, so you say anything you wanna say.
okay. So, yeah, because it's something that does replay in my head a lot because I've never
Mhm,
experienced something like that. So, it is something that does play in my head a lot. And, it's kinda like when they say, "I remember it like it was yesterday." So,
and
anyway,
this all happened so soon. It's
it
quick.
did. And I feel like I never really took the time to process a lot of stuff, because if anybody who knows who are around us and stuff, they know who we were together a lot or for that short period of time because I've only known him from 6 months and being with him, you know, in that time frame that long. And
Mhm,
so, because we dated and then we broke up after we took a trip to like Belize and stuff. Like we broke up and then um, we were gonna like talk on getting back together and stuff like that. But we wanted to like take stuff a little bit slower.
mhm.
So
Making sure
anyway,
that you guys
but
got the foundation done.
yeah, like, we wanted to, you know what? This is like, because he had an ex and I had an ex. And, those exes are very strong. It's not just a girl you just seen or a guy I just seen. Those exes are very strong. So
Mhm,
we decided on maybe before we go any further, let's make it sure that it's done with our exes. Like, let's go back and see if we can give it one more try. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So that's what we did. But I
mhm,
found out that it wasn't peaceful over there. So I came back, he came back, and that's where we were at. Um,
mm,
he was on the Erica Mena show. I know that. I knew that. And I was okay with that because I was more of like, okay, that's your job. I didn't know much about it because I didn't know nothing about Zeus. I didn't know nothing about reality TV. I was still like just doing music, like fully doing music.
yeah,
And so I accepted, what he was. And so like we had a bond. We had a really, really strong bond. And, I did like I had a lot of love for him. But
mhm,
anyway, so, leading up to like stuff when I found out that he passed, like it was like I kind of thought everybody was like lying. I was in the hospital because my dumbass had a allergic reaction to hair dye, and I was in the hospital and he was at the bar or whatever, and I was blowing his phone up and I'm just like, answer me, like, and he was checking on me. And so when I got mad and I kind of like I texted him like, you sign like whatever, like you're at the bar, you're not answering my calls. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna step outside. I'm gonna call you back once I get outside. And I'm like, okay. So I put my phone on the charger and I didn't wake up till like the morning because they were like doping me up with like a whole bunch of Benadryl and steroids and stuff. And so after that, I finally get my phone back and I'm getting out the hospital. Like I'm just like trying to go get my medication. I have like my friend come pick me up and we're getting the medication and I turn my phone on and I see like my manager's hitting me up, my his mom is hitting me up, his sister is blowing me up, and I'm just like, like what's going on? And then I read a message from my manager and he says, I'm so sorry, boo, about seven. And I'm like, what you talking about? And he's like, I'm so sorry. And then I call his sister and his sister like immediately answers the phone and she's just telling me like he's gone. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, he's gone. And I was at the gas station and I broke down like the hardest I've ever broke down. And I immediately ran back home. I cried to my best friend. Like I couldn't cry as much because as much as I cried, my hives would react. And so um it was hard. It was hard to process it. I couldn't sleep. My family had to drive down. Um it was a lot. Like I couldn't process it. I didn't eat.
mm,
Like I didn't do anything. So it was kind of like hard. And then I went to the funeral, I was in touch with his mom, until to this day, his mom actually checks in. Like I check on her and stuff. And she
I
knows
remember.
about the love cabin and stuff. So she's just like, she sees it, but she's more like, I hate that. And, I'm good with his baby mom too, because I used to watch the baby. So, you know, sometimes like I would try to check in. I haven't done it in a while because, it's like slowly fading for me of, dealing with that.
Do you feel like losing him kind of changed you as an individual, as a person?
Yeah, because it showed me like things can change. Sure. It showed me like things can change instantly,
Do you feel like it
and
was more like, do you feel like it was easier or more of a trigger for you because of the fact that during hearing you say that you always grew up and you moved a lot and you had to let go of things and you had to um adapt to new certain situations when you finally got to a point in your life where you were stable and that happens to you again, did it feel like a trigger for you all over again?
it kind of was. It was a trigger. Like it was like I didn't choose to let this go. Like it just happened, and there's nothing you can do
Mm,
about it.
mm,
And then when you don't, like, I have a relationship with like, you know, God and stuff like that, but I have my own type of relationship. So I question a lot of things, and I was just like, more like a why this person, like why, and
mm,
so, and then it was a lot of that fell into it because he was a man that took care of his mom, he took care of his sister, he took care of his daughter. Like he always tried to do the best he could. And he was doing the best he could. No matter how he
mhm.
was doing it, he was doing it. So,
Yeah.
for his daughter not to see this perfect person, it sucks. Like it really sucks. And that's what I'm like, I get deeper into it because I'm like, damn, like he loved her so much, like so much. And he has the best baby mama. I'm gonna tell you. She's so sweet. And a lot of girls can't say that. And she would be the type I would hang out with. Like, girl, I do not mind at all. Like, I don't mind. And like, I felt more sad for her than anything in the world. Like, it just hurt.
Mhm.
Like,
Well, I want to say I'm sorry, and I hope that mentally you're pushing through this because I can't imagine any bit of loss in my life. I don't know how I would react personally myself, but the only advice that I can probably give is just to take it day by day because I feel like we live in a lifestyle where we are always focused on the next thing, the next topic, the next music video, the next shoot, and we're not taking a second to focus on our mental health because if you don't have yourself up here in your brain, everything else is going to come crashing down.
yeah,
So I'm glad that you're taking a second to just really collect yourself. And I'm glad that you had family to come down and help support you too as well. Because, like I said, I tell everybody we're all humans. We were not made to be alone.
yeah,
Being alone is literally going to eat you apart. We were not literally humanly made to be on our own. But um, yeah, that's the whole shift of mindset that'll take perspective in life in so many ways, in so many turns. I've always seen it from an outside perspective of like, dang, I wonder how they would feel. So when it actually happens to you that you're close to somebody else, that takes a whole different turn and you have to like emotionally get yourself in tune with all that. So,
yeah,
but you're doing the thing though. You're still pursuing everything that you need to do. You're taking your time. You're still doing your music. And I also one last question before I move on to the next thing. I wanted to say, do you feel like if Seven was still alive, would you have ever done Love Cabin?
um, I don't think so because the I don't know. I don't think so. But then I was okay with him going on the Erica Mena show. Like, I was okay with that.
Mm,
So maybe he could have been okay with me going on this, but if he wasn't okay with it, then no. I'm gonna put it like that. If he wasn't okay with it, then no. But
mm,
just because of like he knows where I'm at in my life and I know where he's at in his life. It's more of like an understanding.
yeah. Mhm.
So
And while you were on the show, and since this all happened so freshly, and then you just went on the show too as well, in a sense, were you kind of using it as an outlet? Were you using it as a fresh start? Did you use it as a distraction or like a new chapter in your life? Because I can tell that you walked in authentically trying to be yourself. How was that for
mhm.
you?
Wait, hold on. Gotta ask that again because I didn't process it right.
No,
One
you're
more
good.
time.
Let me find another therapist. I'm low key healing people in this
Swear.
world.
It's working me through my problems, you guys.
No, I was asking you, do you feel like after the passing away of Seven and then Love Cabin came right afterwards,
Mhm.
do you feel like you were using the show as a chapter closed and you were opening a new chapter for new things? Did you use it as a distraction because you were masking how you were feeling? Was it all combined at once? How were you feeling in that moment?
It was like I need to move on to new things. Like it was kind of more like, okay, you're used to moving on, so do it. It's like a
Mm,
band, like just do it. You've done it
mm,
before, but it just hurts more because that's something you can never go back to.
mm.
So this is why it's like, okay, well, just do it. Maybe you might find something like you never know unless you try. So just try it.
Do you feel like you ever had the actual chance? Because I've noticed you're saying that this hurts, but I think I got to keep moving. In the
Mhm.
process of all of that, do you actually take the time to stop and be like, okay, I'm not okay? Like, is there ever a moment where you're just like, you have to stop? Because that's a lot. That's definitely a lot.
Grieving is not, it works differently. So it's either, you'll be in the greatest mood today and you just gonna play a song over and over again. And it's like, or you'll hear a song that is just like, damn, like you're starting to start crying. You're gonna actually start crying.
Mm,
You're gonna see something like from that person, or memories is gonna pop up on your phone and you're gonna catch yourself going through your albums and all the pictures you've taken and videos and memories. Like you start to, yeah, you start to feel sad. But then
mm,
once you get it out, it's kind of like, okay, I got it out.
mm,
And each time is more less than the last.
Okay, that's actually a really great perspective that you did say that because um I have been doing a lot of like research when it comes to like different types of grief. And I love how you basically just emulated and said that grief, it does not appear in a systematic format. Like it's just one step
Mhm.
this, one step that. You could be crying one minute and then be happy the next minute. It's never going to be the same thing over and over again. You're processing everything at your own time. And I want people to know that there is not a limit to how long you can grieve. Especially if there's so much more history behind it. There's not a time limit on when you need to grieve or heal. You just have to
Yeah.
let your body conform to a different thing that is no longer there anymore. So I like that you brought that perspective on.
Uh,
Um, so now that we shared all that, thank you for sharing that with me. Now we can
Sure.
finally get a little bit about your experience with Love Cabin. Um, I want to talk about first of all, how did that opportunity arise? How did that start? What did you have to say so I can get it next time? I'm just playing. But like
I
what
don't know. I seen it on Instagram and when you with your friends and they hype you up like, girl, if you got a little left show, like, come on. And I'm like, you right. I should do it.
mhm.
So we seen it and it was more like, okay, let me try. I actually forgot about it. And I didn't think you have to send in a video. So you just subscribe to it or whatever, and then you send in a video, kind of just
Mm,
being yourself. They just want to know a couple things about yourself. Um,
Mhm.
my video, it's kinda I was in a car, I was drinking a little bit, you know, I was in my little soft era, but
Do you ever think the audition tape would ever see the light of day?
I hope not. But it's
Okay,
cute.
period.
It's cute, but so I was like, "Okay, I see why." But, they just called me one day and I was like, "How y'all get my number?" And then I was like, "Oh, wait, my bad." And I thought somebody genuinely was playing on my fucking phone, like, I thought they were playing on my phone. So, I was like, "Okay," but they interview and stuff like that, and then they kinda just bring you on.
Okay, 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 okay.
They don't let you know
So,
much, but they bring you on.
bet. So, what did you think the experience was gonna be? Did you like have no idea? You were just okay. Let me just be myself and come in.
Yeah, it was more like I'm gonna try to be myself the best that I can because I ain't fully figured myself out. So Imma just be how I am on a how I would take thing on a day-to-day basis.
Mm,
Um,
That's real though. That's honestly real.
'Cause I don't
Yeah.
you honestly, I didn't know what I was coming in as to be
Yeah.
at all.
Mm. Okay. 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 So I know people always ask what's real and what's real for the cameras and what's not. So I want to talk a little bit about that. How much of Love Cabin was actually a real connection than what you thought was strategy? Because I've talked to a couple people and some of these stuff are very much fabricated, but I want to hear from your perspective.
Um, I feel like we make our own story. They just kind of shape it the way they want it to be. So, or maybe just how they think it's looking from their perspective, or I don't know.
Mm,
But we do create our own story, as in, like, say I'm talking to her or something and I don't like how she just said something to me. They hear that, they know that. So it's just like, okay, they might shift it that way because it's something that's going on. Like, it's just everybody has their own story and they just, they kind of just mix it all in. And we do create a lot of the that we
mm,
do. So, like, fights is real, like, they're not fake, they're real. It's real actual beef sometimes, like, it's real problems in the moment, it's real problems.
mm. Okay, okay, okay. What did you feel like viewers did not get to see that would change their opinions about certain things?
Mm, they didn't get to see what we did inside of the cabin, like, they didn't get to see, like, our good times or, like, us kinda really waking up or us always cooking every morning together, like, we weren't just there for, like, 2 weeks, like, we were there for almost a month, and
Mm,
I came in on the 2nd day. People always think that, "Oh, she didn't come until, like, last later," but I was there the 2nd day, and it's just, it's pieced up because there's a lot of footage, so I get how they have to, like, definitely put things in order, um,
yeah.
to make it make sense, but, for the filming, we all got there at the same time,
Mm,
and so it was a lot. It was things in the morning, it was things like at night, it was us getting, drunk, doing Taco Tuesday. I think it would be Tuesday, I don't know, it might be Wednesday. But we'd make margaritas, like we'd have a movie, like we'd be watching movies in the living room together. Um, we'd be going working out, we'd be playing basketball together and stuff. Like we'd have karaoke night. Like it was none of that was shown. And that was weird.
mhm,
Oh, I didn't get that. That's what I
okay,
thought I would
okay.
see. I thought I would see more of like a reality in the house. Like, you know how you've seen in Jersey Shore and stuff like that. Like you see them in the house and doing stuff. But nah.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
they didn't showcase. Yeah, I feel like in the show they didn't showcase as much as like y'all's personalities and all that. Just it was more showcase of love and activities and fighting, and which I really do hope for next season they can showcase more on the emotional side when it comes to love, or like
Yeah.
deeper intellectual conversations. I feel like that's what people want to see a lot more.
Mhm.
Um, because we can definitely hear and see your personalities show. I feel like your personalities weren't showing as much, so we couldn't differentiate. Okay, if this person's weird or this person's that or anything like that. And I feel like that's why some of the fans have that misconception of you're like, oh no, Bree's just being a hater, Bree's just being this, Bree's just being that, but y'all just haven't had the time to actually get to know her as an individual.
Yeah.
Um, like I'm getting to know already, so it's a whole different. It's just, there's a lot more than what y'all see to on TV.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I want to ask because I'm gonna just I'm gonna have to get into it a little bit. I'm gonna you suddenly set up for this one. I'm just gonna have to ask. There was just a lot of things going on in the media. Like just you're constantly in the media. You're constantly being this. I just want to break everything down step by step just to make sure I'm not missing a beat.
Okay.
So, Um, I want to first start with Desi. I'm gonna start single file line. That's how I'm
Oh,
gonna have to
stop.
start. So do you feel like I don't want to say was your dynamic ever real with Desi because I can tell it looked like it was very real, but when at one point did it start feeling forced or things just started to fade away?
Um, I don't know. Like when I came in, I didn't know Desi was in a trap. I'm meeting everybody the first time besides Michael. But I didn't know what was going on, and it was between Trap and Athena. It was never Des and Trap. That's from
Mm,
what we know in the cabin. And me coming in, I'm thinking that, but Des did mention like, oh, we've matched like once or twice, but we've had to get switched up because of Ray J. Like, we probably like kissed once or whatever. But she brushed it off very lightly. So I didn't think nothing of it. Like there was no drama between us until I think when the, sneaky link stuff came out, which
mm,
is, it's understandable. I get that. But I was more on reassuring her that this was done for. But it just felt like, I don't know, it felt like I don't know, like a mean girl type of thing. I don't know. It was just like, okay, I'm reassuring you, like you ain't gotta keep acting like that. And
mm.
I'm not used to like, that type of drama. Like I'm not used to that. So for I felt more of I'm gonna say, I felt more of like we were friends, but I don't know because you know how they be like, keep your friends close and enemies closer. So
I
I
was
felt
about
like
to
it was
say that. I was
I think
about
that's what
to
it
say
was.
that. Mm.
And, I felt like a little hurt about it. Like, damn, like I thought we were cool and then we're not cool. Like, girl, we're on a love
It kind of
show.
did it really make it feel like it was more like she had you as an extension to be closer because of the fact that she was already pursuing things with Mike House, so she just had to. It felt like you were just buddy friends with her because of that situation in a sense.
Yeah, and I think it maybe, I don't know, maybe she did feel some type of way just because of I am coming in. She was there first, and I am coming in and stirring things up between Trap, the one that she wants, but I don't know that.
I mean,
And
but based off of we saw too as well, you didn't really stir anything up. I mean, that's a question that they wanted to ask.
well,
Like,
yeah, I mean, I wanted to keep a secret, but Big Lips over there didn't freaking couldn't do it. So I was just like, all right, well, let's just say it. But I wasn't doing that to be sneaky. I was doing that to be, you know, when you match up with the person you want to be with, like fully want to be with, then you start letting out your past.
mm-hmm,
But if something that it's not like it happened yesterday or last month, it was like 2 years ago and it's not serious. So that's why I was very much like, okay, I'm not looking at it at anything. Like that's like just like, damn, I see my sneaky link over there. Like, but
mm-hmm.
it's not on your mind. It's not on your mind. And me and him were friends, like we're cool. But I didn't know maybe to like a few weeks before I got on the show that I knew that he was gonna be there, I think. But
Mhm.
I knew we already talked about it. Like, we're not getting together. Why would I get with you on a show if I didn't get with you outside?
Mhm.
Like, I'm not looking for you to be that because I know what you are to me. So
Mhm, and plus it'll be I
I
feel like it'll be more, like, fabricated too as well, and people would put 2
yeah.
and 2 together that this happened and this happened. Oh, they're just trying to do this for the money and this and that. I feel like it wouldn't have been authentic.
Yeah, and that's what and I wanted him to find, whatever he can find. Like we agreed that, we'll have each other's back in there. But I guess something went left. Somebody told him something and everything just didn't seem like how it was. Like it was kind of like, I don't know, it just felt different. Like I'm trying not to say too much without saying too much. But
How I think of it is if I was in your shoes.
like it's like I'm not talking, I'm just telling what's
No,
going
you're
on
just
or
trying to
what
be
I
real. If they had to throw you under the bus to save themselves, would they do it? I guarantee you they're gonna say yes, and I'm guaranteed they're gonna do that. So why is it a problem when you do it for yourself? But you're not really doing it for yourself. You're just speaking your truth, you know?
I mean, I'm just
So
speaking what I experienced and,
your experience, you can't be wrong for your experience. Whatever people's opinions are gonna be is people's opinions are gonna be. And if people want to fabricate or you're trying to change a different story, that's on them. But don't feel like you have to not say as much or dim yourself because of the fact that you're more worried about the repercussions that's going to happen afterwards. That's going to happen regardless. Like, the truth
yeah.
is always going to find its way out. Where do you stand with Desi today?
I don't think we're definitely not friends. Because friends is a strong word to me too.
Mm,
So I think as in like being cool, I don't think we're really cool because there's a lot of things that I have questions about that I don't understand. And we haven't got that understanding yet.
just being real. Like, what are some questions you have? Like, what are some questions that you just want to like say out now? Just like, if you can just
I
put it
mean,
on the floor, like,
I think it's more questions as of like what's really going on between you and Chap? Or that's one of the questions. I want to know like what's really going on. And like it's more of like a why do you put certain I'm not gonna say rules, but expectations like that, like, okay, don't talk to my man, but I'm gonna talk to yours as much as I can or as much as I want because that's my best friend. Like, I wanna know what that situation is because it's like we're getting out of the love cabin. Like you have we have stuff that's going on between whatever this shit is. And it'd be best, like, you have your man, I have mine, but I feel like your guys' communication is a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. Your guys' communication is a lot. Why do you guys have so much communication? And is it that type of like it's questions that I don't feel comfortable with. Like I shouldn't have to
mm,
ask you this because I give you that respect of I don't talk to my kill at all because of our history. Like, and if
mm.
we're around each
But she
other,
does the same
I'm
thing, so what makes you have to,
yeah, like, she doesn't do the same for me. Like it's they act way too friendly and that's what I'm like, okay, I get it, but I don't get it. But then people are just like, oh, well, it was hers first. Like, okay, but I could say the same thing, but it's a problem when I do. And that's what I don't like.
mm.
So that's what I don't like. And I'm like,
And I
okay,
feel
so
like
it's a biased
and that
situation.
goes straight into people saying, "Oh, well, Bree's jealous, da, 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 da," and that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. That does make a lot of sense. I feel like there's not a lot enough clarity going on. I also did see something too online where it was like, um, during her pairing with Michael, she would also like flirt with Trap.
I mean, she would do it a lot. Like I'm not the only one who has said that. Kelsa said that as well. So um, it's not rocket science. I'm not stupid. And it's like, I know what's going on. And like, I get it. I see it. And I'm not okay with it if I'm not okay with it. It doesn't fit right with me, and I don't wanna feel uncomfortable. So, that's a lot of the reason why I just like, "Okay, we're not friends, like, we can be casual or whatever," but that situation is what I wanted to talk about because we were
Well,
talking all the time, like, we are calling each other with our problems and stuff like that. But my situation was more like, why, if I call you about something or you're on the phone with me, why is it getting back to my man if
oh,
I
she's
only
going
told
back.
you?
Okay, so she's okay. She's playing both ends. It's like
So,
okay.
and that's, but then he's kind of not telling me the truth about that either. And, and I don't know what to believe. So I
Mhm.
feel like I'm going crazy because I don't know what to believe. So it's just like, okay, I don't want to look stupid and I feel like I'm looking stupid. And when people start to make me feel like that, I start getting hot-headed. Like I'm a hothead. I'll start getting hot-headed. I'll get angry.
Um,
I'll get mad because I feel like
um,
you're playing with my emotions or you're playing with it's just something. And it's like, I'm not going to do that to you, but I can do that. I could say something. I can do that to you. But then it's like, you look like a hater. Don't do that. Or you look like, don't air out their business because she did this. Like, be the bigger person. And it's always sometimes be the bigger person. And sometimes I don't like to be the bigger person.
and I think that's real though. Like, and I want to say that first. Like, I applaud you for even like acknowledging that because a lot of people aren't self aware about some of the positive things or negative things they may do. But I'm glad that you're like aware. Like, okay, I may not be as strong in this department of doing this and doing that, but this is me. This is me still showing up as myself. A lot of people don't have that accountability for themselves. So I'm glad that you have that for
Oh,
yourself. Um, so with that situation going on with like Des and Michael, because I think they're an amazing couple, but at the same time, there's always gonna be more than what actually happens to as well. Since she was still with like Michael on how they made it on the show, um, so does that mean that she was still like flirting with Trap in that situation during that time period too as well? Is that afterwards? Was that more so after the show? Was that more? Because I know there's a
I mean,
reunion, and that's the reunion was like recent. Y'all just not recent, but the show y'all filmed that was a while ago.
I feel like to me, it's something that's kind of like always been kind of going on. And I don't really mention it to Trap, but, because it starts an argument between me and him. And that's a
Uh-huh.
red flag for me too. Because if I'm asking you
Oh.
about something that bothers me and it starts an argument, then it's a red flag.
Yeah, because your
But
partner
I
or the
mean,
person that you be with should be a lot more receptive to what you're saying. It's uncomfortable. You should be wanting to accommodate to the person that you say you love.
yeah. And so, it's whatever that's whatever her situation is with her man, I'm not in that and I don't want to be in that. I want her to be happy. I want them to be happy. Like I want to be separate. Like I want to keep what my relationship stuff separate and y'all can do whatever you guys want to do. That's how I want to keep it. And that's how I've always wanted
Hey.
to keep it. But when that keeps butting into mine and I finally say something, it's kinda like but I didn't find out till stuff until, like, later on, so it looks like I'm just saying it right now, and it's like, I'm not, I just kinda really found out. So and I'm not wasn't allowed to say anything before, but now it's like, "Okay, stop making me look a certain way when I have my reasons why I feel this way. I have a reason,
Oh,
it's not out the blue."
mm.
And, that's I don't know, I just wanted that's why I wanted to leave the situation alone with everything, all of them.
On
I
like
just
both
did.
ends.
Both ends, yeah.
And
All
speaking of like
3.
both ends, I want to like briefly kind of get it into like your relationship with Trap because y'all never actually y'all. I think y'all both came together. Y'all both were able to explore in the love cabin. Y'all were able to be y'all's own person, but in the end,
Mhm.
y'all came together. When did things start going so well until it didn't? Was it more after the show when things had to become more realistic in aspects? Or when did you start seeing these like yellow flags, red flags that made me like,
I
that
mean,
made you
it
just
was
really have to
yellow
think?
flags in the cabin. It was yellow
Mm,
flags in the cabin, but, you know, outside, it started to go worse and worse. Like, it was good here and there. It was good. Like, I'm not gonna say, like, we had bad times all the time, like, it was good times. Um, but it was more of like a program there, so you don't get to really see that person or get
For
to
who they are.
see what they are. Yeah, you don't get to see that. And,
Mm,
that's what I got to see more outside, and, it just doesn't fit what I need
with your lifestyle.
or want. Yeah, it doesn't fit what I want.
Mm. What are like, for example, some yellow flags that you did notice that you had to like, okay, let me just keep tabs of this and this and this.
It was the nonchalantness. Imma say you go tell one girl something and then go tell me the next. It
Mm,
was, I don't know where you disappear to all day and then pop out later. Like, I don't know that. And then it's like the I don't know. It was
so
pretty
like
much
a like
just
so
that.
basically a lack of communication.
Yeah, it was like not too much communication, and then it was just like you're a flirt. You are a flirt, and you're a sneaky flirt. So
Mm,
it's very much sneaky flirt. Like, it'd be like times of it was like, yeah, it was one time we got in a big argument because I was in the shower. Well, I was about to take a shower or whatever, and I told him to go get the towels. So I'm waiting for the goddamn towels, and he's gone for forever. So I go out there to go see where the hell, like, you got to go down the hallway, all a long ass hallway to go get the towels in the laundry room. And so I'm going down there, but I see in the living room he's in there talking to Athena, and I'm like, you're supposed to be getting the towels, not talking to the girl that you already like
mm,
or had sex with already. Of course, I'm gonna feel some type of way. Like, this conversation couldn't wait while in the midst of the shower being on and we're about to get in. And so
mm.
it was like things like that. And then when I asked about it, it was more like oh, you just want to argue. Like,
That's
you just want to argue.
deflection.
I'm tired of
I'm
somebody being
not.
so negative. And I'm like, what do you mean I just want to argue? He's like, you just want to argue, you want to get in the shower. Like, what do you want to do? And it's more like
That's that's almost a form of gaslighting.
yeah, it's a lot of that. So I was like, you know what? But he's the type of guy that I'm used to. So it's kind of like I feel like it was a safe space for me, like a safe zone for me. Like, you know
Mm,
this. You don't know anything else in this house, but you know that. And you can deal with
mm.
it. Like, it's something that's
And you were able to
I'm
tolerate
attached
it
to.
until you weren't.
Yeah. And it's something like that. So, you know, and then because we did have our moments though. Like, we did have our moments. We had good moments. We talked a lot. We
Mhm.
cooked for him all the time. Like, we had our fun moments, but if you can outweigh the good and bad, uh, it's yeah,
They should never, if the outweigh the good and bad, they should never be on an equal playing field.
it is, and that's what
Should
it's like.
never.
Okay,
Mm.
because some people can
There's a
look
like,
at it being equal as like, oh, it's not everything's gonna be perfect. I get that. A lot of things will not be perfect in a relationship, but it don't gotta be that goddamn hard.
mm,
Like, what? No.
mm. Was there any like other like situations or like red flags or yellow flags that really just like also caught your attention? Because you said, okay, the towel situation, that would have, yeah, that would have already pissed me off too as well. Was there any other situation that was like, okay, yeah, this is like not it? Because I really want fans to have more perspective of like s- why you feel the way you feel, and not you just like saying certain stuff because they'll be like, okay, she's jealous. They'll see you as another jealous person. I want you to like give a little bit more context behind some of these yellow flags, some of these red flags that were actually going on. This is like your chance to actually say the stuff that you felt and you saw with your own eyes. Nobody can change your own story. Why would you need to lie and fabricate yourself over that? You already have your own established life
Yeah.
going on.
I mean, Yeah, I think the problem started to change though, like, cause in the cabin, it's different from what is shown now because, after the Kels situation, it wasn't really nothing between all of us no more. Like, it was just between me and Trap. Like, my issue started to become that
Mm.
and, with Athena. So I had to deal with that 24/7, 24/7. And
Was
it
he,
was
like,
like,
always so close with her?
he was, and then it was like, no, I'm not to her. She's coming to me. And it was more like okay, like you made us get into it because I don't know what you're telling her. And she doesn't know what you're telling me. So at the end of the day, we're both kind of like, all right, like, why are you acting this way? And it's just like, why are you acting this way? So it's kind of like, we all know what's going on. So I don't blame her. I blame him. And
Mm.
that's, my issue was I'm realizing now it was more him.
Mm.
Man, it
I feel
was a
like
little me too, but
yeah, no, no, for sure. Everyone definitely has their own parts to play. Um, but I feel like that doesn't excuse, like, 'cause I've seen on lives and different stuff too as well, the way, like you said before, his nonchalantness and the way he speaks to individuals and I'm not gonna say individuals, the way he speaks to you, like, you've like briefly showed on live, like very quickly, like messages of him talking to you a certain way. And I feel like as any individual, I'm just gonna be real because I don't care. I don't care because
it was a
if it
spaz
was
out
me,
moment.
I'm not gonna lie. Let me put this down real quick because I'm because I gotta talk to you, girl. Because I ain't gonna lie. Because I'm talking to you
Oh,
like you my sister. If anybody or any individual is talking to me like the way he did, that is the problem. And I feel like you said over and over again that this is your safe zone. This is something that you're used to.
yeah.
Why do you hold back so much from telling your truth, even if it hurts you and it still benefits them?
I mean, it's because of like lately I've been getting a lot of like, you know, backlash of like, it's a lot of backlash of, you look hate or this or he never wanted you or you're delusional or you act like you're acting and you're not like it's a lot of that. And so it's kind of hard to even say anything now because it's like anything I say, it's gonna be flipped. Even if it's facts, it's gonna get flipped. And so
Mm,
I try to choose my words very carefully of what I'm gonna say or how it's gonna affect people because s- constantly it's been, why'd you say that? Or you didn't have to do that, or you look stupid, you look dumb, or you look this, or you're messing everything up. You're just, you know, uh,
messing everything up for you or him? Because it can't be you.
I mean, you can't get past it. A lot of people don't like me, but I have definitely some people that do, but I feel like it's a lot, they don't like me. And, I
I feel
get it
like,
because of the character.
mm-hmm. I feel like too as well. Like I feel like I'm just trying to think. Girl, I can't even lie. Like that message, those messages, it's just, it's not right. I'm just saying it's not right. And I understand that everyone has their own part to play. Like I said, not everybody's perfect because I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh well, I'm gonna be a girl's girl. No, Bree, I'm with her all the way. No, like there's stuff that you done wrong and there's stuff that he's done
Yeah.
wrong too as well. But it should never ever lead to a point where someone is degrading you as a person or telling you that you're this or you're not. There's certain stuff. It should never get to that point. Then that's when it becomes the humanizing of somebody. It doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter about this, and that. That has to go. It has to take some level of a person of who they are for them to even having to say that about you. And I feel like that's what irritated me the most. Um, and I just didn't like that. I just feel like I didn't like it at all. And I feel like the fans, you guys can, of course, pick the narrative that you guys want to pick, but you guys
Mm,
also have to be able to see things from both perspectives and not picking stuff based off what you see on a show. If someone is telling you this happened and
yeah,
this happened, this happened, have things open from both perspectives. Y'all all
yeah,
come on this podcast, y'all be like, oh, dang, I never knew this about her, or I never knew this about that because y'all never took the time to actually give that person the open space to speak. Um,
yeah.
and like the situation going on too as well, the way it doesn't matter what's going on, the way you're being spoken to should never be tolerated. And I'm glad that you're being able to speak and to talk back and be like, hey, I'm not taking this shit no more. I'm not doing that. And don't feel like you need to protect somebody. That shit is no, I've been there, done that. There's no protecting nobody. You need to hold them accountable. All right. It's not
Mm,
about you holding them accountable, but your truth will already hold them accountable. What can they lie about when you have the receipts? What can you lie about if it's in your face? There's nothing for you to
yeah.
hide. There's nothing for you to do anything like that. Hate is temporary. If you don't have hate at all, then you're not doing anything right. If you got no motion or nothing at all, you ain't doing nothing right. I'd rather have hate than for me to have nothing at all.
Yeah.
And people are
I
hating you
mean,
based off the stories that people are trying to make and misconstrue because they want to make things look a certain way. But you're only just being authentic and being yourself. Why would you be jealous? You're your own person. You're pretty. If anything, I feel like you're on the same damn level as Desi. And I feel like why would you need to
I,
be why would you need to be this person? Why would you need to be jealous of this person or jealous of this person? It doesn't make any sense based off of certain things that you're just basically saying, and they do add up.
it does. I put myself in my own lane. I feel like every girl, every woman in the cabin has their own lane. And I feel like I have, mine. So I try not to compare my life with anybody. And because, people have different success in their life, and I know I have different success in mine too. So,
Hmm.
I want all the women in Love Cabin to like strive and stuff and be, I want good for everybody. Like I don't want bad for everybody. Like why would I? I'm not a mean bitch. Like I
I
don't know
mean,
if I
but
can
could they say the
sorry.
same thing about you though?
They probably won't, but I know that that's how I feel. And, I only pop off when something is interrupting my vibe. Like something's interrupting that. So I'm gonna say what I need to say, but and then that's pretty much it. I'm gonna say what I need to say and I'm gonna move on from it. Like, but
Mm.
if it keeps coming back to me, obviously I need to fix this shit and I need to just exit myself out of a lot of situations. And I feel like that's kind of like just what I did recently, which I just exit myself out of this. Cause it wasn't just that situation that we talked about. It wasn't just that. That was like very, very minor to me. Um,
Mhm.
the biggest part is um the biggest part is us not spending enough time together. Like we don't he doesn't hasn't came to see me. Like I went to see him, but that was for like a day or two. The whole time when we left the cabin, he didn't. I mean, we just didn't see each other like the whole 3 months. You could have seen me in 3 months, or I understand you got stuff going on and I have stuff going on too, but I try to make time, but you didn't make time till the end. And then it's just like, okay, well, we could have done a lot of things. But then it's like, all right, well, I'd rather do things and not be compared to the other couple. And I'm just like, it's not a comparison. I mean, we need to just be a relationship. Like, what do you mean? It's not a comparison. Like, everybody's in a relationship. So,
Mhm.
but it was more of that, like, oh, let's just wait till everything's over and we can be together. And it's like, what do you, what do you mean? And then or you can't wait till all the stressfulness of being compared to other couples, like, you wanna just actually be with me and not have all that pressure of us having to go do stuff and be like that. So I believed that, and I was like, "Okay, maybe he doesn't like the pressure, he doesn't like this." So I accepted a lot of things because of, "Alright, now it's after reunion. What are we gonna do? Like, you're gonna come see me? No, you're not gonna come down here. Why don't you wanna come down here? I have my own fucking big ass house. Like, why don't you wanna come down here? You can do a whole bunch of content. Like, have fun." I came down there, but it's not much for me. I didn't wanna come. but I did. And we really didn't do much. And I just feel like it's not going anywhere. Like,
Mm.
I'm not taking bare minimum. I'm not taking it no more.
As you
So that's
shouldn't,
kind of like the
honestly.
last straw.
Mm. As you shouldn't. You know what? That's all I gotta
Mhm.
say on that because this is not gonna be that situation there. So jumping back into things, because I feel like,
You
see,
guys,
if I had to blanket out, this is how you know I'm getting comfortable.
yeah, you guys be ready.
This is how you know I'm getting comfortable for real. Okay, so we just and see, and this is how you know I'm doing this off the dome because these are going down now. These are
Okay.
going down. These are going off the
It's
dome.
real talk. Okay.
Okay, shoot. All right, so I want you to tell you the truth. I'm just gonna be honest. This is like I'm. This is gonna be the most honest I'm ever gonna be. I'm seeing stuff on the internet. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing that, and I feel like you're the only one who hasn't been able to tell their story the way that I feel like you should be saying it. I feel like regardless of the fact, it doesn't matter if you say it calmly or if you get upset. You say it out loudly, you're still getting mixed reviews from both ends. So I want you to be able to say what's on your mind about how you feel unapologetically without anybody. Like you were in a room and you didn't have to care about what anyone had to say. You and Trav were a good couple until it wasn't. Things
Right.
happened and it's life. So explain everything that transpired, what went down. Um And honestly, the whole cast in general, just everything in general, speak your truth. And I'll chime in and help and ask questions too as well.
Okay. Well, yeah. Me and Chad, I guess, I don't know. I don't think it was mutual. I mean, it was mutual to split, but as we know, I posted, he didn't talk to me for 2 weeks. And being with somebody in a relationship, that's not what the you do. Like, you're supposed to communicate, and you didn't communicate that with me. Like,
Mhm.
it was a situation where you keep telling me, you always got to keep telling me what I got to do, or I keep messing up. And I don't like that. So, another situation comes in where I'm doing music. I'm doing music with another artist. Well, I'm doing music with Ray J. So you're mad about that situation, but that I didn't tell you. But now that I told you about it, which is cool, I told you about it. But you know that I'm not about to do anything. We all know how Ray J is. We know how what's been going on with him and Athena, him and Sheila. Cool. That's what's going on. But that's not me. That's not what I'm here for. That's not why I'm linking up with him. I'm linking up with him for music, and you clearly should know that. So for you to talk to Sheila and for her to tell you that I slept with Ray J is crazy. And for you to believe it is crazy. And then just not clear it up with me. You don't tell me nothing. You don't talk to me. Like,
So there
you
was no
just
follow up at all.
it wasn't no follow-up. It was like, "Oh, she did that, Imma believe her, that's messed up." I'm like, "But Ray J talked to you. He gave you his word that nothing crazy or nothing would go on like that.
Is
That's
that the
not."
was this post love cabin or was this well yeah this is obviously post love cabin. So y'all were
Yeah.
still my thing is what becomes a little tricky. Why is he choosing another lady's words over the person that he
This is
says he
not the
loves?
first time he's done that. He's done that a couple times, even in the cabin. So, you know, they always painted the picture I was a liar until they found out it wasn't, and they would apologize. Now, it's the same situation. Like, nobody believed me that I didn't sleep with Ray J. Nobody believed me. Like, not even my own man believed me. So the fact that I had to prove it and actually get Ray on the phone so he can confirm it, then you guys believed me. But why wasn't my word good enough? So now it's, oh, I just lost my for no reason. Oh, let's fix it. No, let's not fix it because aren't you so happy to go do a booking with single ladies and you single now, you look more happier than ever. Like, and you're
Uh-huh.
telling me I'm draining. Like, how the am I draining for asking for more time? How am I draining for asking to spend something with you? Like, go out on a date. You haven't taken me out on a date. I've never gotten dressed up to go out to the movies with you or dinner. Like, we haven't even taken a photo shoot together. Like, you keep telling me we got plans, we're gonna have so much plans, but when are those plans coming? Like, I'm tired of waiting. And when I complain
Uh-huh.
about it or I say something about it, it's I'm being negative or you keep messing up or you keep fucking up. So this is why I don't want to do nothing romantic with you. This is why I don't want to do nothing with you. Like, you need to change. You need to do all this. Like, no. If you don't, you sound like you don't like me. And then there's times where you sound like you do like me. Like you gaslight me, you butter me up, and you know, and then I fall back into it. So now it's kind of like, since that situation, I don't want to be with you. It's not like you can take me back or I'll go back to you because you said yeah now. It's not that. Like I'm actually done. I don't want to do this no more. And
Uh-huh.
I'm okay with that. Like I don't want to do this shit no more. Like it's draining with you. Just like you say, I'm draining. You're completely 1,000% draining. And I'm okay with that. Like I feel better knowing that I don't have to walk on eggshells with you or destroy anything you got going on. Like I feel
Uh,
great now. So to that
uh,
note of us getting back together or trying to work it out or nothing, we will be friends. We can be cool. We cannot be friends. We can be cool, but we can be cool. I'll see you on the flip
uh,
side whenever I see you. I might hit you up when I'm ever in what's in Florida, wherever you're at. I might say hi, but you ain't got time for me, then I clearly don't have time for that because I'm making you a priority and you're making me a second option.
uh-huh.
So I
And
feel like it's my fault
so
for doing that.
and so with that situation going on too as well, I kind of want to bring Athena into this too as well because I know I've been seeing posts of y'all going back and forth already.
Mhm.
Um at what point does she come into play?
I don't
Um
fucking know. That's what I was trying to figure out. I was trying to figure that out. Which I'm like, how do you know what's going on between Sheila Trap and Ray J and me? How do you know what's going on? Oh, why are you mad at Sheila? Why are you mad about a bitch you beat up? Why are you asking about a bitch you beat up? Why she's mad? That makes no sense. So obviously you guys didn't talk, and Trap's the only one who knows about this. So,
so he's going back and forth between y'all two and
but
one of
they're
y'all are
not gonna
getting one
say
story.
anything. You're not gonna say anything. I'm tired of you having these pacts with other females. You shouldn't have these other pacts with these
Oh,
females.
and you know what's crazy? And I'm gonna just say this too as well, because I'm gonna clip this because I'm gonna clip this too as well because and the reason and y'all can't say she's necessarily lying about the packs too as well because Athena did tell me if y'all haven't watched the podcast because if you watch the podcast, just dropped it with her. She did say that one thing that she didn't like that Trap did because it didn't fulfill out on the show is that Trap and Athena had a pack that they were going to be a pack on the show, but Trap didn't follow through with it. So hearing that from Bree's perspective, y'all need to put two and two together. I'm not
Um,
playing both sides, but I'm just saying I can put those two clips
like,
together, but Athena and Trap did have a pack. But and
so,
Athena
and
said it
it
out of her
makes
own mouth, and
sense.
y'all can see yourselves. Y'all can see that she said it verbatimly out of her own mouth. I just never posted that clip yet. So,
Well, yeah,
mm,
I don't know what was going on. So I feel like, he's got something going on behind my back and I don't trust that. But then, when I talked to Athena, me and Athena hashed it out already. But like, we don't got no bad blood or we don't have nothing going on as right now. We don't. But I did call her and I proved to her like I got Ray J on the phone and I got Athena on the phone. And
yeah.
I'm like, right, tell her this. And he's like, I ain't never touched Brie ever. touch spray. I was like, yeah, we wasn't on that. And she tried to push the narrative so much that y'all don't have to lie to me. And we're like, we're not lying. And it's like, why would we lie about something like that? I'm pretty sure he's gonna scream to the mountaintop if he did that shit. Like, why would he hide that about me? And
Mhm.
she was more mad that he didn't keep the secret of her and him sleeping together, so she wants to air out his business of me and him, but it's not accurate, it's not facts. So,
Mhm.
that's what I was like, "Okay, that's confusing, but as long as you heard it and Trap heard it, that's cool. You heard it, I never slept with this man." So you had that confirmation that I've never done anything, so I'm cool on that end, but the fact that you were even involved in it had me still wondering, how did you get involved? How did you know? And I'm asking Trap about it, but you see,
They're both not gonna say
why?
anything, so it's gonna leave you confused 24/7.
Yeah, like why is every female calling you instead of calling me? Why is all the girls in the cabin calling you? And they're supposed to be girls go. And especially the girls that you've had that you've all wanted and they've wanted you. And they couldn't have you because you didn't want them, but you're showing
Mm.
attention to each and every one of them, so of course they're gonna accept it, and I don't like that. So but when I call them, they don't answer, or when I call when I try to talk it out with them, I can't because they only talk to you. When I hit Sheila up about why did she spread that rumor, why did she tell Trap that? She don't answer me. I texted her everything. Like, I got receipts. I texted you like, bro. I was like, I see why people don't fuck with you because this is the shit you do. And Trap, like, why don't you check that? Because you don't want to. And when I tell you I feel uncomfortable about something, you should acknowledge that. Like you've told me not to talk to Camo, don't talk to John, don't talk to them. I didn't talk to them. Don't talk to girls. I didn't talk to them because you told me not to, and I respected that. I didn't go off and be like, well, I'm gonna talk to whoever the fuck I want to talk to. No, I respected what the hell you wanted. So why don't I get that in return? And
Mm.
so that bugs me. So with that situation, I don't know how she got into that. But on top of that, for somebody to tell you to say that your outfit looks like somebody who walks a dog, but then gonna call her like a dog, know who your friends are and know who's cool with you and who's not cool with you. Don't just do
Mm.
some don't you already had your situation, but don't let other people get in the middle of that. Like, it's just, I don't know. That situation is weird to me, which I don't want to be a part of. Like, I
Mm.
don't. So,
I
whatever
wouldn't be a part of
pact he
that
has
either.
with
I
all
ain't
those
not gonna lie.
girls, no.
That's a little too much. It's a little boundaries crossed.
Yeah, boundaries for real. I mean, okay, so yeah, there was a situation where, and this is where the camel situation is going to come in at. So, we are having a drunk night or whatever. We're cooking, we're having, you know, music night, whatever. But I guess Athena got into it with Trap. And I'm wondering, like, what the fuck are they getting into it for? Like, y'all not even matched. Like, what's going on? And
Yeah.
then, she's like, I'm gonna smack the fuck out of you because I guess, I don't know if it was because he said something to her or he's paying too much attention to me. I don't know what it was. But I don't find them no more until I walk in and I see Athena on top of Trap. And it's like, she's in this bikini that's nothing. You're naked. You're not in anything. You're just in this small bikini. And so why didn't you push her off? Why didn't you tell her to stop? Like, you're a man. Like, why didn't you remove yourself from the situation if you know
Mhm.
you're with me? So, of course, I'm sick for that. The fuck, in this moment, I just met you too, and you're already doing this weird shit. Yeah, come here, Camo. So I'm trying to mess around with Camo or whatever, but nothing happened. Like, we wanted to, but nothing happened because production kept walking it. So we're like, fuck it, whatever. But it didn't go that far. But I did tell Danae that. I told Danae. And I was just like, yeah, I felt he really liked her. She really liked him. And not gonna be fake in your face, like, yeah, I had something with him, but no, it didn't go anywhere. Like, we're good. and I let that be known. But he's all like, "You slept with Camo," or "You did this with Camo, so what the hell does it matter?" And I'm like, "You did this first. So look at the situation you're putting me in. Look how you're making me be. You're making me want to do something back to you, and then I do it worse, or I do mine was intentional. Like I did it worse or whatever. So now it's you're making me be this type of person. Now this is a
Mm.
cycle. This is what we're doing. You're doing something, I'm doing something back. You're getting mad at me because what I did was worse. And so I need to make up for what I did because what you did doesn't really count.
From what I'm hearing, it's like a lack accountability in
Man,
general. So it's gonna be a tit for tat, this and that, a cycle, a toxic cycle at that, going back and
toxic for
forth
sure.
and over and over and over again. And if you're comfortable with, can I talk about like the message that he sent you?
Hmm.
I got receipts on this. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Oof. Okay, so there's a situation where Trap basically, um, honestly, I'm just gonna be real. It's like it's just very degrading. I don't care what the situation happened. I don't care what happened, and I do want you to fully explain what happened that day, or at least leading up to that moment, so we can have context of where it's coming from. But he was
Hmm.
basically just talking about how you are the stupidest person that he's ever met, and why would you want to do anything romantic with you? Basically, just it just seems like a form of like a mix of guilt, deflection, all in one message. And it's not any hate towards him at all, but it's just like, even as a person, if you're mad or whatever it is, to even try to formulate and think of your head to text someone like this is just a little bit crazy, and then proceeds to unsend messages. So imagine what he said after the fact, but
A
then
lot of
but
stuff.
then caught himself. So I really do want you to explain
Like he wanted to make
what
sure
was
I
going
read
on.
it, but he wanted to make sure that it was taken back too. So
Mm.
it was it was the night of Ray J's birthday bash. Okay, and everything between the Ray J thing happened within one day. So the situation that just recently happened was of that day. So that's what wasn't multiple occasions. It was that one
Yeah.
time. So
Mhm.
yeah, it was his birthday bash. But from the birthday bash, we went straight to the strip club and we're all drunk. Like I'm making videos, he's making videos, but you know, I felt like I wasn't trying to do too much, but I am in the strip club. I have a sexy ass top on, like, I'm having fun, but I am a sexual person. Like I am like I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but like I'm not meaning it as in I want you. It's like I'm on Snap and I'm looking sexy on my Snap, and then I turn around and I'm just like just doing something cute. That's what it
Mhm.
was to me. But I shouldn't have done that. He has, definitely he got me on that one. I shouldn't have been like that, knowing how they would take it, the internet would take it. So, and I was trying to tell him that, like, I understand, like, you know what, I took it down. I don't want that to be portrayed as that. Like, I took it down. Like, it was innocent. We're not on that. But he wouldn't listen. Like, I get you're mad, but if I'm telling you, like, it's not that, and this is how you feel, that's kind of like, okay, you're holding something else. This is not just from here. This is not just because of
Mhm.
this situation. This is
Mhm.
something build up of how you really feel about me. And
Mhm.
so I only have too many sorries in me for you to keep talking to me like that.
Mhm.
Like, I'm gonna tell you I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell you, hey, I take it down. I take a full responsibility. Like, I'm sorry. um let's fix this, whatever. And this is you keep doing it. All right, you gonna call me this and that, your mama, and I'm blocking you. And now it's, oh, she's talking about my mom. Like, what? Because I say your mama joke? I'm not talking about your mom. Like, I don't know your mom, but I love your mom. Like, it's literally because in the moment. And I'm like, okay. It got to a point where I was like, stop talking to me. Like, bitch, stop talking to me. Okay, cuz stop talking to me. Like, I'm doing that. And then it's like oh, see, you're not sorry. See, you're not this. You didn't fucking care. Like it was fake. Like it was those situations that it started to come to that. And I'm like, wait, I did care. I was sorry. But look how you're talking to me. Stop talking to me that way. Cause it's a trigger for me. Like talk to me as the situation. Like what's wrong? What can we fix? Like, do you need time to, okay, just give me a little bit so I can cool off. Take the time to do
Uh-huh.
that since you're so, like, you're so know what's going on and you know how to fix something that's wrong. Like, you got all the good advice for every single buddy, but why aren't you taking your own advice? You want me to take your
Wow.
advice so bad, but that's what the situation with that. Like, that's with those text messages. And,
Mm.
from
And
there,
I
I
just
was like,
wanna say,
dang it.
like and I just wanna say, m even if it was a situation like that, it should never get to a point where someone is being degraded that way. And
Yeah.
like how we were talking earlier on how you said, those are things that you're used to. Um, I'm gonna say that just being in the mediator standpoint, I can see how both contexts, I can see how you were wrong, and I can see how he was wrong too as well. But the communication part on his end was completely unfounded for. And I love how you took accountability and you said, "Oh, I did this. I did this. You know what? You didn't like that. Okay, I apologize. I won't do that." But it's the fact that I think he maybe in himself, he's used to a certain mindset too as well. Like he said, he does adult entertainment. He does all of that. So imagine the realms and the rooms that he's in constantly 24/7. So he has to be in that mindset. That doesn't make sure I'm not excusing or saying that it's okay at all. It's not totally
Mhm.
not okay at all. But the fact that, like I said, I couldn't imagine my fixing my mouth to say someone's a stupid person. Why would I want to do this with you? And then blame this and that. But it's like over a situation like that is way deeper than what it actually was. And the fact that you sent so much messages on top of that I can't even see that who knows what he even said. And you erase it all of a sudden because you know you were probably
And
wrong.
I'm
You
screenshotting, like, what I'm keeping receipts, like, I'm keeping a file in my head of why I'm out acting this way, or why I'm about to just give up, or why I just don't care
yeah.
anymore. Like, I just don't care anymore, and
It
it
gets
got
to
to
a
that point.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
it
like
gets to a point, like, that's absolutely no. Like, I'm glad that you're, like, speaking about this because, like I've told you to as well, I said, it's okay when everybody else does it. It's okay when everybody else can tell their story on how they feel about stuff, but it's not okay for you to do the same thing. And
yeah,
I wanted to give you this space for you to actually speak on how you're feeling because, like I said, the media are going to portray one thing and they are only going to see one thing from a one-tracked mindset and point of view. But when you start explaining things and giving context and giving history about what happened at this point, what happened at the beginning, it gives the fans a lot more and myself about more perspective on how you're reacting. They could be like, oh, well, that's why she's acting this way, or that's why she's addressing the situation. It's not coming out of her just being jealous or her being a hater. You're actually having concern. If you didn't care, you wouldn't have said anything at all. You
yeah.
know? Um, so thank you for sharing that situation with you and Trap. Do you feel like the fans kind of like pushed that narrative on you to make it seem
They
like you were a mean girl?
they did. They definitely pushed the narrative. I mean, but what you expect? Of course, I'm a flame. I'm supposed to come and steal somebody's man. I'm supposed to make room for myself. Like, it's yeah, move over. I'm coming in and I'm gonna take a try too. Like, come on, y'all. Like that's what we're here to do. So
Like, that's the
we're
name of the
not married.
game.
Yeah, we're not married. We're all looking
Mm,
for love. We all should get a chance. Like, why is it bad for when I do it? Y'all was okay
mm,
with the twins doing it. Y'all wanted, oh, we wanted this. Like, why was it so bad for any guy that I was with? So that's what I wanted to touch on was how I come in. I get with trap, right? It's, oh, he don't really want you or that's Dez's man. Okay. Then me and him kind of get into it, but I go into John. I like John. Oh, he doesn't treat women right. How are you downgrading yourself? Y'all don't look good together and you shouldn't be with him. Okay, boom. I was paired up with Thanos for 2 seconds. Didn't want to be, but I did. And of course, why would you be with him? And he said he talks shit about you. And it's like, you're right, I didn't want to be. And then boom, I go back to Trap and oh, you guys were only together for 2 seconds. You guys just rekindled. It's fake. Like, no matter where I went in the cabin, I didn't have an angle to go to. Brian was already Nisa's, Kels was already Dez's. Like, oh, just let him be with Athena. Like, it was like no matter where I went to, it was like it didn't matter.
Mhm.
None of the guy they were biased about any guy I went to. So why is it a problem with me? I
Mm.
always wondered why was that a problem? Like the twins came in, it was fine. They was should have took a shot at love. Why can't I take a shot at love? Because what I came in hot headed. I came in a little spicy. I came in knowing what I want. The fuck?
I also wanted to ask you as well, where do you and John stand at? Because since you and John did not like and like ended up working out.
John, he is a sweetheart. He's my friend. He's a very much sweetheart. He checks in on me. He checks in on like kind of much everybody, but yeah, he checks in on people, and he's not the same of what people are portraying him to be. He's actually
Mhm.
very smart. He's, you know, he's respectful. That may be hard to even say, but to me, he is. Yeah, I love John.
Mhm.
We're
That's
friends.
very
Yeah,
true.
that would be
Yeah, I
somebody
would
I could.
definitely, yeah.
He's my friend.
So same thing with Thanos too as well. I wanted to like touch up that lastly too as well with you and Thanos whenever he made a comment about like your hygiene. How did that go about? Because
No, that's
Camo already
good.
said that it wasn't true. Camo said it wasn't true, and then Trap said it wasn't true. So that's just coming from Thanos. Was that him just trying to like where like do you feel like he was just trying to
But
play on your
everybody knows
time?
that wasn't true. You can even ask the twins, and I was dancing all over the twins. That was never true. I don't know what it is of what Thanos has it out for me, but it's like everything. He thinks he's better at me in everything, and I just don't get it. He thinks he's better than music at me. He thinks he's better than just everything, and it's just weird. Like it's weird why you act down low a lot. And it got on my nerves because I'm not used to that. I'm not used to a guy who's trying to be with me acting, you know, feminine all the time. Way feminine. Like you sleep with a bonnet. I guess some men sleep with bonnets on, but it's like a pink one. Like, come on, you can be a little bit more and then you're childish. You lied about your age. And then you even I mean, maybe I shouldn't say it, but you lied about sleeping with Lisa. And you never did. Like you lied about
Mm.
you said some things about me because what I asked you if you were gay, and then I told John. I was matched up with him at the time. Like, of course I'm gonna be in the bed pillow talking a little bit. Like, I wanted to know. Like, I asked a genuine question, like, and I even asked him. I said, "Are you?" And he was like, "No." Like, he took offense to it. So I'm just like, I didn't mean to offend you. I genuinely was asking because
Mhm.
I have a lot of, gay men in my life. Like I love them. Like I have that in my life. So I know certain things. Like I know certain
Like how
signs.
to spot
Maybe
them from a mile
yeah, I
away.
know how to
Yeah.
spot. Yeah. Sometimes my radar's off, but sometimes it's spot on. And when you're doing it 24/7, I'm gonna ask. I'm not used to that. Um,
Mhm.
so for you to even argue with me back before you apologize, you said that you didn't even say that. You said that you were making a comparison between Chloe and saying, oh, well, if Chloe's breast stank, but what if Bree's? saying, then would you still be with her? Like, I wasn't he said I wasn't making it like that. So that's the reason why I forgave Thanos in the house, is because he said that's what he was saying. He never was talking shit about me. He never said that. Because we all
So
did.
he was making the comparison, but how they
Yeah.
aired it, and they made it seem like it was portraying that, oh no, no, her stuff stank.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
that makes a lot of sense.
I never seen the clip. I never seen the clip until everybody else seen the clip. And so now I'm like, "Thanos, that's not what you told me in the house." And so now when he got online, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," because we had a conversation about it. He said, "I'm sorry, I was just trying to make my fans laugh and stuff, so I played into it. I shouldn't have done that." And I'm like, "You now with your fake ass apology. You apologized in the house trying to be sincere. Now you're trying to apologize for carrying it on out here when you told me, you gave me your word that you would fix it, and that's not what you meant. Like, you're so sorry. But now you're like gunning for me. You're constantly being like, oh, I'll never have picked Brie. I never wanted Brie in the first place. But you had
Oh,
a heartwhelming, you wanted to take me to the love shack, you wanted to do this, you danced with me. Like, how, if you're saying that this girl has bad hygiene, why are you around her? Why are you wanting to
yeah.
sleep with her still? Why are you wanting to hook up? Like, why are you wanting to do that? Doesn't make
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I didn't get from him. So us we're definitely not cool. I don't talk to him. I don't associate with him. I don't do nothing. I'm
Mm.
kind of happy that John went rounds and rounds with him.
Mm. I heard. I can't be mad at you for that. I can't be mad at you for that. That's a lot going on. But first of all, let me just say this. Your truth will always be your truth. And can nobody change that from you. No matter how people feel. It's your truth. And I just want to say, like, before I even close out, thank you so much for even trusting this platform to even speak about half the things that you don't even want to say out loud because of the repercussions they might have or the fans might have. So the fact that you're even taking a chance on me, I'm gonna cherish it, and I really do appreciate you for taking your time to actually speak with me. People would think you're lying, but it's 2 in the morning, y'all. It's 2 in the morning
Yeah,
over here. So
yeah,
this is
it's
how
one
you
of it.
know I'm true to this. I'm true to this job. So, uh, I just want to say thank you so much for really just taking your time out, and I really do appreciate you so much. And if you need anything, I'm just a phone call away. I'm just a phone call away.
Thank
We're
you.
locked in now. We're locked in. We're besties now, for real. Um, but before I leave, I always have um every single person give a quote out that they would want the audience to take away with, or if it's just for themselves. So if you have a quote that you want to give away, do that.
Don't judge a book by its cover. Read a chapter or two.
Ooh, can I read the chapter?
Read a
I never heard that
chapter or
last part.
two. Shit.
I usually would give one, but actually, and that works out perfectly well. I'm not gonna lie, that ate.
Yeah, shit.
That ate. Oh my goodness. But thank you so much. Honestly, thank you so much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you so much. Y'all, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe if you guys haven't already, because you'll be seeing more episodes of my bestie over here. So without further ado, y'all, I'll catch you on another episode of All Things Davon. Bye, y'all.